So what smart social means to me is being very planful and thinking ahead of what you want to do in social. So it's not just throwing something out there and hoping that it sticks. There's a time for experimentation, but I think there's also very much a need to be smart about this. And I think it's being strategic and also having a plan with very specific goals in mind. So one of the biggest problems that people have when they come and create social strategies is that they oftentimes are confusing tactics, the everyday things that they do, with a long-term strategy. And one of the ways to keep focused on that strategy is to create a 3-year vision for what they want to do. So 3 years from now, what do you have hoped that social will be accomplishing? What are the goals and the changes that you would see? And especially frame it in the context of the relationships you have with customers today. How will it look different 3 years from now? And so having that goal in mind helps keep things very strategic and out of the weeds of this. I think listening is the foundation for a lot of the activities that we do in social. It's so easy to say, I want to engage with every single person who may be writing to me or mentioning my brand. I think more importantly, sometimes you just want to sit back and actually listen, and to not just listen, but to learn, to understand, and to begin to synthesize a lot of what's happening out there so that you can begin to understand what direction you want to take things in. Oftentimes it's so easy and so compelling to fall into this trap of always trying to do actions, where sometimes I think it's really good to pull back and actually understand. So many companies are struggling with this whole idea of social media ROI. And I think you need to dig deeper into saying it's not just return on investment, which is a very specific financial term, but what is the business impact of social, and especially of social business? And that goes beyond just a very definite, quantifiable number, because oftentimes what social media is very good at is relationships. And in particular, that's a very soft metric. So if you know you can move forward a relationship, then how do you actually measure that? Most organizations do a horrible job of measuring relationships and the value of them and the depth of them, but they know it's important. So I think to really try to put some metrics, some hardcore numbers against measuring the depth of relationships and how social helps move that depth of relationship forward is a key job that social strategists. I think the most important thing is to think bigger than the tactics that are out there. It's so easy to be lulled into a sense of false security, thinking that, oh, I have a lot of activity going on, things are happening, I'm getting fans and follows and retweets. Are you really having a business impact? Is what you're doing today really making a difference and moving the ball forward? And unless you can point to that, then you're not going to actually get funding for the future. So it doesn't have to be necessarily hardcore examples of ROI, but you do need to make the case for all of these activities, how they're adding up to having and making a difference in the business.